So, story time. I just got back Tuesday from the Sect of the Horn God Renaissance Festival up in uh, Lower Lake County, California. Event they have every year. Had a great time. Thomas Leroy and Mistress Babylon are great hosts. I was up there. We had a lot of people up there from Sin, from Sect of the Horn God. Anyway, it was a very eventful Renaissance festival. I got some interesting stories to tell you. I'm going to break this into a few parts because otherwise it'll be like a really long video. My buddy Dirk, you'll see videos on the YouTube channel, but there is this guy dressed as a tree. As a tree, yes. His suit was made of bark. He had leaves in his hair and face paint on, and he had like real bugs on him, like stick bugs and cockroaches and shit. He was 6'5", probably close to 300 pounds, roughly. I don't know, but big dude. And I remember I walked up to him and got a picture with him, and I made a joke. I said, I didn't know he was gay. Not that I care, but I didn't know he was gay when I said this to him. I was like, you should stand really still, and then when girls come by, like grab their ass, and scare them. And he's like, I only grab boys' asses. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. No. And then my friend Dirk gave him a few beers to stalk me, kind of like fuck with me, not stalk me, but follow me around, like fuck with me whenever he sees me. And sure as shit, he did. So I was kind of being followed by a big gay tree. It was the first for everything. Like, I've been through a lot of weird shit, but I've never been stalked by a big gay tree, or followed by a big gay tree, or harassed by a big gay tree. No, he's really cool. It's just, it was funny. I didn't realize this until after the festival. That was cool. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to roll it all in one video. Another funny thing is we're on a winery at the Renaissance Festival. I obviously was drunk. Well, I like to drink, and I'm on a winery, and I was on vacation. I apologize. But I was obviously drunk, and a friend of mine brought some DMT. And I think I only took one hit of it. I'm not even going to go into what that is. You guys can Google it. And all of a sudden, my head goes like this. And it hit the fucking bench. We were sitting at a bench. It was late at night, sitting at a bench. Apparently, I don't remember any of it because I was in like dreamland. That's what DMT does, put you in dreamland. I was in dreamland. And I had like these really weird dreams. And apparently I was like mumbling and like rolling my head around. I didn't even put my arm up. Like, it was just like my forehead on this wooden bench. And it's hard to tell, but I got, wait, other side, right there. Got a cut there. I got a cut up there. I got a bump over here. Yeah, and apparently for 5 minutes I was out of it. Okay. Fun? Yeah, it was fun. It was a very interesting experience if you enjoy these types of shenanigans and psychedelics type stuff. I highly recommend it. Not something you can do every day, at least in the amount of dose that I did. But so I go, and after that I pass out in my room. I had a little bookstore I slept in. They had a little bed. Very accommodating. Thank you, Thomas and Mistress Babylon. Slept in there. And next thing I know, Dirk and another dude named Pilgrim were helping some lady in there. And they threw down this army cot at the foot of the bed. There's enough room for an army cot, right? And they flopped her in there. She was probably a little drunk. I don't know, because I was really drunk and trying to pass out. But Next thing I know, she's crawling into my bed. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and she's like, oh, I don't like that cot. It's uncomfortable. And I said, okay, well, we need to talk about this because there's a few options that we have here. Okay, you can sleep on the cot. You know, you can throw the cot outside and you can sleep on the floor. I'll give you a sleeping bag. There's a sleeping bag and this pillow. You know, I mean, it was accommodating. You know, you can sleep on the floor if you don't like the cot, or you could go sleep somewhere else outside of my little cottage, my little bookstore. Or if you want to sleep in the bed with me, there's one rule: you're gonna have to give up the booty. You know, we're gonna have sex. And she's like, but I got a boyfriend. And I was like, is your boyfriend here? She's like, no. Well, okay, what's the problem? This is the kind of funny thing that she came back at me with. She's like, but you're old. I'm like, old? Old? Never been called old by a girl before. I was kind of emotionally hurt. But she's like, I'm only 23. I'm like, well, I'm 37. I just turned 37 like 2 days ago. And she's like, but I'll feel guilty in the morning. I said, look, you have options. You can sleep on the floor, sleep in the cot, but if you want to sleep in this bed, you're going to have to give it up. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sleep here with a heart on all night. You know? and I said, what do you want to do? You know? I mean, I'm not a dick. Like, you know, I'm not going to be like, if you're going to be in here, you got to fuck me. But you have options, you know? Cot, floor, sleep somewhere else, or bed. So I'm not a dick, and like I'm throwing her out, you know. She could have easily slept on the floor in a sleeping bag or on the cot, but she crawled in bed with me for a reason, right? And she's like, well, okay, I'll sleep in the bed. And then she started taking her clothes off. Then we had sex, and it was great. It was fun. She was mad at me when she woke up, though. Yeah, it's girls, you know. She obviously wanted to have sex with me, otherwise she wouldn't have crawled into bed with me, right? But because of her internal guilt about cheating on her boyfriend, she needed to like make these excuses, you know, so she wouldn't feel guilty. You know, is it one of those things? And yeah, but I had a great time, and thank you, Thomas Leroy and Mistress Babylon, for having me up there and putting up with my drunken shenanigans as usual. I appreciate it. Had a great time. It's you guys want to check it out? It happens every year. It's called it's put on by the Sect of the Horn God, and it is a Renaissance festival. This one was the 5th Renaissance festival. The next one, apparently, I guess, would be the 6th Renaissance festival, and it's held in Lower Lake, California, which is right next to Clear Lake, California. It's in Lake County, Northern California. So check it out. Good times, good people. We had a blast. We had a fucking blast. It was awesome. All right, I'm going to cut this video down because it's getting a little long. Talk to you guys later.